listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Your hosts, Nate and John, cover their shared history with the band, discover new music together, and cover the farthest reaches of the Deep Purple family tree and beyond. Here's Nate and John now.
Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode number 338, Alcatrazz, All Night Long in Japan, 2019, Down to Earth. That's a mouthful. And coming to you from the suburbs of Chicago, where we are warming up once again. I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host, John Strange Bruises Matola.
And coming to you from the randomly sidewalked streets of Tulsa, Oklahoma, I am Scott, address confused Haskin.
Why is your address confused?
So I had a friend of mine who's just visiting the other side of the world right now write me, and I said, I started to type, I hope you guys are having a good time, and he and his wife are out there. And I stopped, and I'm like, is that the right way to phrase that? Because it's a guy and a girl, so is saying you guys the right thing to do? Then I started typing folks, and I'm like, I'm not old enough to be calling people folks yet. Like, everybody just gets so butthurt over every little thing now. I almost just want to say, hope you're having fun, and just assume that he knows I'm talking about both people and leave it at that. But I ended up going with guys just because it's kind of traditional, and as far as I know, still generally accepted.
Yeah, I always do that when I'm addressing a group. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Some people might not like it. Some people might like it, but nobody's ever said anything. But I use the French approach. We're in French. If you're talking to like 1,000 women, you use the female, the female gender. And if there's one man and 999 women, you use the male, which seems kind of unfair when you think about it. Yeah. But I kind of use that. But I even say it like if there's like three girls, I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? It's like, guys, it's just kind of
People, can you give me a scenario where I'm talking to 1,000 women?
What does he look like, a genie over here?
Hey. John, strange bruise. What happened?
I probably should have said mystery bruises. I don't know if you could see this. I have this. See that right there?
Oh, yeah, on your thumb.
Dark spot on my thumb. It doesn't hurt, but I'm like, when did this happen? Where did that come from? Because that's definitely a bruise or a bursted blood vessel or something, but I don't know. And sometimes it'll just happen.
Okay, Nate, you're going to have to insert a dark side of the thumb clip.
I'll see you on the dark side of the thumb. Hey, speaking of which, I was going to post about it, but I went onto Spotify today, and all the album covers for Pink Floyd. And I noticed this because it was suggesting albums to listen to, and I'll have to put this in the show notes or something. It says "Wish You Were Here," and where the album cover would be, it's just text. It says 2 men in suits shaking hands. One man is on fire. And I was like, well, that's weird. And then so I went to Pink Floyd's homepage, and all the albums are like that.
So they put in AI descriptions of the album covers?
Yeah. A wall of white bricks with red graffiti. A pig floats above Battersea Power Station. A prism reflects light into the spectrum. Like, no other band was doing it. So I was like, is this something Pink Floyd's doing to like make a point or be artistic? Or is this like some sort of accessibility thing for blind people to be able to know what's going on? You're seeing the alt text, but no other bands are showing up that way.
Well, I don't think blind people would still be able to read the text unless they have like an audio.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of deaf people, but they're probably not wanting to listen to Pink Floyd.
That's true. This just smells like something Roger Waters would do, doesn't it? It just like, let's do something that everybody will be mad about.
That's what I wondered, if like maybe they lost the rights to the album art or something, and they're in some legal battle, so they're we're just going to describe the album cover.
That's very possible.
Interesting. Yeah.
But it's in like big text, so it just like fills up that little square, and it's very simple. And but to the point, you're like, oh yeah, I know what album this is. I can see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least the descriptions are good enough.
Well, now I gotta go look.
One man is on fire, and that guy died the other day. It was in the news. The guy that was on fire, the stunt man. Yeah, he died the other day. So, but this isn't the Pink Floyd podcast. This isn't Pink Floyd cast. There's got to be a better. What would the Pink Floyd podcast be called?
Oh, it's got to be like Dark Side of the Pod.
Or no,
yeah, there you go. That probably exists.
Yeah,
Hang
could
on.
be.
Dark Side of the.
Oh, I'm sure it's out there, right?
Dark Side of the.
You know, in the Cirque du Soleil show, that's at the Bellagio in Vegas, there's a guy that walks out and sits on a park bench and starts reading a newspaper, and it catches on fire, and then he catches on fire, and he just sits there on fire. And you're like, when's he going to stop that? When's he going to, stop, drop, and roll? Or,
stop that.
Just knock it off. And I'm thinking about this, and I kind of just did like this mental deep dive of what does it take to train yourself to be able to just be on fire for 30 seconds, and what do they have to coat you with so that it doesn't damage your skin twice a night? And that's just who signs up for work like that?
That's dangerous. Yeah, you got to put a lot of trust in the people that are there to aid you.
Yeah.
Like there's the whole photo shoot for the Wish You Were Here album cover. There's the picture of them shaking, them lighting him and then running away and then taking the picture and then him running and them smothering him to get the things out. You can see all the pictures. But obviously, you've got to be pretty well prepared and alert your local fire officials, unlike Richie.
Now he'll just pay the fine later and use the entire collected money from the entire show to pay for the camera.
Exactly. What are you finding, John? You look like you're onto something.
Yeah.
He's looking for Pink Floyd podcasts.
Yeah. Well, I thought I immediately searched for Dark Side of the Pod. Nothing. So, so maybe we should have started a Pink Floyd podcast. We could have gotten the best name, just like we got the Deep Purple podcast.
Welcome to the Pink Floyd podcast. Welcome to Dark Side of the Pod. I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry, and today we're going to be covering, obscured by clouds.
So likely, so it looks like it's there's no official announcement, but fan theories suggest that it's likely tied to the 50-year mark of Wish You Were Here, which was originally wrapped in black.
Oh.
The original album was released in a black sleeve with the title on a sticker, so this looks like a digital riff on
they
that.
changed all of their streaming services to reflect that.
Right. So
a lot of effort.
Right. So basically it sounds like your theory, without even reading up on it, sounds like it lines up with what most people who actually listen to the band's theories are, is that it's a deliberate move to kind of draw attention to, looks like a 50th anniversary.
I found myself reading the descriptions and just being like, oh, do I know which album this is? I'm like, oh yeah, this is Dark Side of the Moon. And then I realized the name of the album's still right there on the side. I'm so used to just looking at the art, and if you know the album so well,
I don't know if I could do a Pink Floyd podcast. I mean, welcome to Dark Side of the Pod. I'm your host. I mean, it's just like, where's the energy in that? You got to do a rock and roll podcast.
Yeah, and roll. All right, that's what we're here to do. Rock and roll, live rock and roll at that. Scott, thank you for joining us. Scott,
thank you for having me.
Which podcasts are we promoting right now of Scott's?
Which of his 50 podcasts?
Well, today I've got the Haskin Cast podcast, which is going to continue for at least 2 more years of episodes I have planned. And then, of course, your companion show, Deep Purple Smoke on the Podcast, which a lot of people have said is complimentary to this show, which I really appreciate that.
Yes, and the most recent episode I listened to, and I think actually your most recent episode, was Slow Down Sister, which is, I've said before on the show, my favorite song on Slaves and Masters, even though it's not on Slaves and Masters. You didn't care for it as much.
Not as much. Wait until tomorrow and see how I feel about the last bonus track, Fire, Ice, and Dynamite.
Oh, yeah. I think we'll probably be aligned on that one.
Yeah. Slow Down Sister's not a bad song. It really isn't. But it did feel a little bit generic to me at some points. And it just feels like something that, and I could say this for other songs on the album. I think that I just wish they would have put a little more of that Purple effort into it. And I just feel like they were a little bit lost.
I don't think everyone's hearts were into it. Even JLT's.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, I think it was a tough time for everybody. And, JLT probably getting his, like, wow, I'm the singer of Deep Purple. It's like the dog that caught the car, you're like, well, now what? Like, this doesn't, now what do I do?
Yeah, it's almost like Wicked Ways was a track that was recorded early when he was still excited, and then it just kind of declined from there.
Yeah, it's got some good songs. Listening to it again on your episodes, there's definitely some songs on there I really like, but for the most part, not the album I return to the most by any means.
And it was great to get Chris L on a couple of those episodes too, being a huge JLT fan, as you guys know.
Yeah, it's not playing down you having Chris L on, but it's not hard to twist his arm into talking about JLT.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but, good stuff. Thanks for listening.
Oh, always a pleasure. Check out Smoke on the Podcast. Scott does a great job with that. Speaking of which, it's just something to put out there. Scott's podcast and ours as well. You don't have any ads. We're ad free.
That's right.
We're 100% listener supported, Patreon supported, PayPal supported. However you choose to support the show, we appreciate it. You can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, although that plugin seems to be broken, so I haven't seen a review in forever. I don't know if there have been any or what they are. But please give us a 5-star review anyway. You can buy some merch at our Etsy store, donate, Cash App, Ko-fi, Super Thanks on YouTube, all that jazz. As a patron, you get access to our patrons-only Discord channel, our rating spreadsheets, access and invites to our live stream episodes, and links to submissions for all of our album ranking episodes that you're also invited to join in on the live stream. You also get access to our Too Hot for YouTube forbidden episodes via Patreon. So that's when we have a wardrobe malfunction and John has a nip slip. That is going to be available for you on our Patreon, and also now on OnlyFans. You can subscribe to us there for $19.99 a month minimum.
I did recently take my shirt off in one of the episodes.
Oh, that's true.
To change into another shirt.
That's true. I've got screen grabs.
Ooh. Now, Scott,
he did the thing where he slowed it down frame by frame.
Right.
Don't go sharing those around.
I may have added and subtracted some things, but don't worry about that. Now, if I could make a suggestion for those of you who are leaving reviews for the Deep Purple podcast, which you absolutely should, copy it and put it in a note and send it to Nate so he can know that you guys are giving reviews.
Yes, because as we've talked about on the show, and maybe not in a while, one of Scott and I's biggest pet peeves is that with Apple Podcasts, they only show you the reviews from the country you're currently in. Then you have to go in and manually change the country 2-letter code for every country on planet Earth to see if there's any new reviews. Great system they started there. I mean, who wouldn't want it that way? I mean, absolutely brilliant. So we have this plugin that we have on our the WordPress that runs our website, where you can go there and it just kind of compiles them from all of them, but that just stopped working. So I have no idea. In fact, the number of reviews has gone up on that, but it doesn't show me the new reviews. So and
there's been no update to the plugin in almost 10 years. So
it's been a really long time, and I'm sure things have changed, and there's really nothing in it for this person to go in and update it. So it was a great tool until it didn't work. It's also a tool that shouldn't exist because it's a very stupid system. Yes. Apple,
well,
please get it together. This is ridiculous.
Well, could you imagine though? It's
like
just,
this.
you don't even know. I mean, you could just be going through and you're just like, oh look, there's a review from 3 years ago from India.
Yeah. Oh, somebody in Tuvalu just wrote a review of our podcast. You would never know. And
wow, a cow just reviewed it from Brazil.
Brazil, famously underpopulated country.
A lot of cattle there, though.
There is a lot of cattle. There's also a lot of people. So anyway, folks,
I like the way you steered the podcast in that direction.
Oh, Nate, it deserved that reaction.
So anyway, speaking of our patrons, coming in at the executive level at the in memoriam tier, the wonderful late Gerald, Jerry, Kelly, and family, the $25 Uncommon Man, Ovis, Nakvi, and Purple Maniac. At the 20 is plenty tier, Alan. At the 10-pound Good Doctor tier, we have Dr. Mike Catan. At the turn to $11 tier, Clay Wambacher, Frank Thielgard Mortensen, Mickelstein, Will Porter, PhD, PP, and Michael, don't call him Bradford Bagford. At the $10 Someone Came tier, Ryan M., Jeff Bryce, Victor Campos, Better Call Saul Evans. And Peter from Illinois. And at the Deep Thoughts by John Matola tier, Mr. Fielding Fowler.
And now, Deep Thoughts by John Matola.
Any closing thoughts before we wrap up this week's episode?
No, not at the moment.
Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. But we also have our Hall of Fame, Don't You Forget It. And the first inductee into the Hall of Fame was, of course, none other than
Rich Youngwee Shaylor. Who the hell is that?
Then we, of course, have Jorg Planer and Norman Weichelbaum. Thank you so much to all of you for your support of the Deep Purple podcast. As previously mentioned, rankings episode. Next one coming up is Burn. This was a very exciting one. Pretty sure I know what's going to come in last place. But other than that, I think it's a pretty wide open playing field. And I think it's going to be an exciting and fun episode to go through the tracks on that album and see where our patrons rank them.
Is it just me, or is it getting harder and harder to decide for each album?
It is. It's like, I found Who Do We Think We Are not that difficult. Burn, I think I have an easy first and an easy last, and everything in between is, from everything. How are there 8 tracks on that album? So everything from 2 to 7 is separated by a hair, but then it's,
I'm just excited to get back to an album that I will enjoy listening to.
Yes, I know. Who do you think we are?
I don't know what you mean, John.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to these next 3 albums. It's going to be a lot. Well, next actually quite a good run for a bit. So, and even listening to Slaves and Masters on Scott's show, I was thinking, where would I rank these? So I think I got a pretty good ranking going for Slaves and Masters even when we do that in 3 years.
Slow your roll.
Exactly.
Hey, before we get into today's album, did you guys listen to the new Rapture the Deep?
I did. I finally did. I was not ignoring it, not purposefully. I just didn't have a chance to listen to it. And my Bluetooth in my car has been acting really funny, so it cuts out. So I listened to it on headphones the other day. Sounds great. Sounds really good.
Yeah, it really does. I saw somebody said something about getting to listen to it for the first time again. And I went to put the needle on the first record and I went, this is the last time I'm going to get to hear this for the first time. And then I didn't do anything.
Remix.
Well, yeah. And I didn't do anything for 2 days. I didn't listen to it. I was like, I can't do this. And I actually waited 2 days. I think it sounds great. Well worth doing. Well worth the price of admission. Really glad they redid that one. I find the album so much more enjoyable now.
Yep. It was really good. It was good listening to it again because I hadn't listened to it, I think, since we did the episode on it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I listened to it because I covered the songs on the show already. And I recorded those episodes. They won't air until December. But so I've heard the album recently and I was just like, God, I hope the new one's better. God, I hope the new one's better.
It is. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So here we are. We're talking, I guess there's a lot to go over here. Do you guys have any familiarity with this at all? Because it just came up for me semi-recently. As this was released, this live performance was released on Record Store Day. Do you guys are you guys familiar with it? Have you heard it? And if not, what's your background with Alcatrazz, if any?
Well, Scott?
I'll let you go first, John, because I have some things to say.
Okay. Yeah, he has more to say than me. Well, I mean, I am familiar with Alcatrazz in that I've heard some of their stuff because I know that there was a kind of a rotating door of Ingve was in there, Steve Vai, Graham Bonnet. So I mean, I checked out some of the songs. I don't know that I heard any full albums, but yeah, I've listened to them like on a mix and stuff like that. So obviously know that they're part of the family, but I'm not really like super familiar with their catalog.
Scott?
So I remember Alcatrazz back in the beginning. No Parole for Rock and Roll, Island in the Sun, Jet to Jet, General Hospital. Some really good songs. Then I just kind of, with a lot of things, I just kind of lost interest in a lot of bands that were really flashy. I mean, I love Graham's voice and that, but when it came to the guitar work, I'm not a big flashy guitar player guy. So didn't really follow up too much after that. Got back into them when they put out an album a few years ago with Graham on it and Conrad and Beth and Me was on it. So I reached out this morning to Beth and Me and I said, hey, we're going to be covering this album on the Deep Purple podcast tonight. Is there anything that you can tell me about it? So they did. Oh. This is not an official album. This was filmed professionally, but then they decided that they were not going to release it. And so it's listed on Discogs as produced by Giles Lavery and Jimmy Waldo. Mm-hmm. They are not producers. They just took it upon themselves to release this on their own label. And this is completely unofficial.
Wow.
And
okay.
The bass
Should we
player
stop
is
the episode now?
no, not at all.
Is Bethany going to be angry with us?
The next thing she said was, "Don't you fucking cover it."
And this is the last time we're ever talking, Haskin.
I felt the heat over the phone when she called me. But the bass player is listed as Gary Shea. It's not. It's Beth and Me. She was the one that was at the concert. She said because we're doing the video, because Giles was their manager at the time. And she said, is there anything that you want me to do as far as the video goes? He goes, just jump around, be really energetic. We'll fix it all later. So I'm going to be curious to hear what the bass playing is like because the idea was to get a good video to watch. And I think she gave me the impression that she felt that her bass playing might have suffered from some of that, which would certainly be understandable. I as a drummer don't identify with that, but I can understand it. So to set the record straight, as she asked me to do, there you go.
Oh, that's wow. Wasn't expecting that. That's great. Yeah, my background with Alcatrazz is exactly the same as John's. I don't really know a ton about them other than the people that were in it and stuff like that. It's one of those bands that's, in the queue, to dig into and listen to more of their stuff. And there's just so much stuff out there. It's hard to find the time. I don't have as much dedicated listening time. I'm jealous of people that can listen to music at work because I'm just not able to do that. So like when I hear people like, oh yeah, because it's like, if I just sat at a desk and was able to listen to music while I was working, I could listen to like 8 albums a day. It would be great. But I'm not able to do that. So yeah, I only am able to listen when I'm in the car, or when I'm doing chores and mowing the lawn. So I really don't know a ton. There are some videos of some of the songs, and I did reach out very last minute, as in like this morning, to try to see if anybody had the video from this, because it is available on like bootleg sites, but it's like, one of those sites that's burning a DVD-R for you, and they want to charge you $30 for it. It's like, this should just be, if it's out there in that form, my belief is it should just be shared, not sold as a burned DVD. But this was, and I'll put it up on the screen here, a record store, and what we're learning, unofficial release on this red vinyl. And from this concert, they did those are 2 separate nights. On the 28th of May 2019, they did Down to Earth in its entirety. And on the 31st, they did No Parole from Rock and Roll in its entirety, which I always think that that's super cool when a band does like a full album in order. Like, it's just, because as a fan, that's just like super cool to be watching it and hearing it in the order it was recorded.
Yeah.
I know Megadeth did that. I don't know, for the 20th anniversary. God, this is going back 15 years. They did the 20th anniversary of Rust in Peace. They did it live, and then at the end, Dave Mustaine was just like, "That was Rust in Peace." So then he just like stormed off of stage, and I was like, "That's kind of cool." I would definitely have gone to see that. So yeah, this is the package right here. It was this is the video release, which looks unofficial.
Yeah.
And then we've got this is like the semi-official video audio recording that has been around for a little bit, like I think since it came out, and I think it's 3 discs. So there's the 2 albums and then also just some other kind of best of Graham Bonnet stuff. And then this is the cover of just the Down to Earth section, which is what we're going to listen to tonight, to just kind of hear that start to finish version of the song with Graham Bonnet on vocals.
Very nice. And Megadeth has announced their final tour, their first final tour. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
It'd be great if they're calling it, "Come to our first final tour."
I love the Dave Mustaine impersonation.
I don't think I've ever done a Dave Mustaine impersonation before.
I don't know. I feel like it's it feels like it's as easy to do as like an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. You're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this is Dave Mustaine." You know.
Just say everything has to be sarcastic and almost like you wish you weren't talking, and you'll be fine.
I was thinking the other day when I was walking the dog, I was like, it'd be great if Dave Mustaine had like, B.B. King had Lucille and people had these their signature guitar. It'd be cool if he had a guitar called Dave Sustain.
Ooh, that'd be a good guitar pedal, actually.
Yeah, or yeah, Dave's Sustain. Yeah.
Yeah, right after it.
Did you guys see Deep Purple when they did Machine Head in its entirety?
No.
Unfortunately.
That was really cool to see.
I would say yes, because most of the shows I've seen
Yeah,
are
sure.
more or less. But no, I didn't see them. That was what, 97 or something when they did that?
Yeah, I think it was. No, it was. It would have had to have been 2000 or later, because I saw them in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
And I moved there in originally 99 and then back in 2001. So it had to be after 2001. Probably would have been on the Bananas tour or Rapture of the Deep, I would think.
Nice.
But they did 2 full sets. You know, they did Machine Head and then they did another set of all their songs. Thin Lizzy opened. I did not enjoy Thin Lizzy. I really just wanted them to get off stage and get Purple on there. It was absolutely amazing to hear that album. Just to see it performed live in front of you, even though you'd seen most of those songs performed already, just magic. And then, of course, them doing their regular set was always a joy.
Yeah, there's something special about like doing it in order. You know, it's just it's really cool. It's a cool service to the fans. You know, that just want to see that. You know, although I'd pick another album because I think people have heard enough from Machine Head over.
Should I, when I get online with Ian Gillan tomorrow, should I suggest that they do Slaves and Masters?
Yeah, can you guys, for the 35th anniversary, could you guys get out there and do Slaves and Masters in its entirety?
Yeah, if you want to get kicked off the live stream.
He's gonna be like, Nate from the Deep Purple podcast wanted me to ask you this.
Get this joker out of here.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't think it would happen.
No, probably. I'm thinking not. I'm not really a betting man, but I'd put money on that. So that's the little bit of the background on this one. I have not even hit play on this. I don't have the records, but I bought the MP3 collection from Amazon. I did look out to see if I could find anybody that has the video because I thought that would be interesting because there's a pro shot video out there. Couldn't find anyone that does. If you have it, send it along. Would love to check it out because I think it could be very interesting. So this is as Scott said, Bethany Heavenstone on bass, drums, Mark, and I apologize, Benquatia?
Okay.
I don't know
Close
if I'm probably not pronouncing that right. I just found it funny because he was in a band called the Shetland Ponies. That's great. Then, of course, Joe Stump on guitar, which is really great. And we've met him at the Yngwie show, and I think you've met him a few times, John, right?
Yeah, very cool guy.
Really nice, very
good player.
Yeah, great player. And my impression of just meeting him was just very down to earth. No, but very humble. He just came across as very humble. He didn't, you look at him and you're like, nah, that guy's even if you saw him on the street, you're like, that guy's probably a famous rock star because he just has the look.
Yeah.
But he didn't come across as like, hey, look at me, blah, blah, blah. But he's like a great player, and it just seemed very humble. He's an associate professor at Berklee School of Music. So, you can't get that job as a slouch. And we'll hear his playing shortly. Then on keyboards, as Scott mentioned, Jimmy Waldo. Hey, Jimmy Waldo. He was in the band New England. He also played in a band called Skull, and they had an album called No Bones About It. I'm just loving this. This is great. He was also had a stint in Quiet Riot. So, and then vocals, of course, the one and only Graham Bonnet.
Now, as a little bit of a tie-in, didn't Joe Stump, wasn't he in a Rainbow or a Deep Purple cover band?
Mm-hmm.
The Stormbringer, right?
Yeah, that's one of the where did I? Yeah, because Stormbringer we saw twice, and then I think where I stopped and talked to him we were all there, right, Nate? Because wasn't that where I was chatting with him?
We saw him at Yngwie, but you guys had already seen him, and you've seen him a few times with the Boston crowd or Boston, Connecticut crowd. But I've never unfortunately seen Stormbringer.
Which Pete, I can't remember which show it was, but there was one where Pete took a picture of me chatting with them. And if you know me, I don't just walk up to people and chat them up. I have to agree with you though, Nate, is that he does, like, with the long black hair and the look and everything, you think like, oh geez, this guy isn't going to have any time for anybody. And no, and he just started chatting with me, really friendly guy, and easy to talk to, and like you said, no ego, at least when I talked to him. And I was it was great to meet him. But I really like his style of playing, because it's really that that school of Blackmore. I mean, we saw him at the Yngwie show. I mean, he was there as a fan. So
yeah, he was. That was the word on the street, is that he loved Yngwie and Blackmore is like his two guys. Those his two main guys. So he was just there. He didn't have probably did have backstage passes or whatever, but like he was just there with us, standing right next to us, and just watching the show and having a good time.
That's awesome. Also, as Alcatrazz continued beyond the official band, a new Alcatrazz was put together with Doogie White on vocals.
Yes.
And he is gone from the band. I found out today that Giles Lavery is their new singer, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I was looking at the kind of history of the band, and it was definitely one of those ones like, I don't know who is in it, who's not, what's official, what's not. It's hard
kind of
to
a mess.
tell.
Yeah, it's an absolute mess, and potential legal battles and all that aside. Just interesting though to see again that some parts of the family, you got people going from Rainbow to Alcatrazz, and just that slide puzzle of a handful of musicians. As Ian Gillan said, there's not a lot of people that can do the job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you start a band with Yngwie, then it's like, where do you go from there? Whatever you want to say about him, the guy's an incredible guitar player. So they went with Steve Vai, who is not like really similar stylistically, but is obviously I prefer Vai myself, but just unbelievable A-tier top 10 guitarist of rock of all time. But yeah, so when you set the bar that high, where are you gonna go?
Yeah, and then if you want the hair version of that, you go with Adrian Vandenberg.
Exactly, the teased version,
right?
Somebody commented. Oh, no. I thought somebody was saying, "Hey, I have the DVD." It's a little late now, but they don't. Okay, so
put it on your courier pigeon and let's go.
Yes, could you mail it to me? So before we move on, we'll thank our next level of patrons before opening it up and listening to the album, and that is, of course, our core level patrons, starting at the $6.99 new nice price tier. We have Spock, Spike the Rock Cat, Ghost, and Sugar Tea. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell,
Steve,
Arthur Smith,
Getting support from the patron Arthur Smith,
and Anton Glaving.
pain in the glaving.
As well as Charles Meadows. At the $6.65 Almost Evil tier, we have Kenny Wymore and Richie Sucksmith. At the 70 Norwegian Kroner tier, we have Kai Runa. Yes, I'm Norwegian Olsen. At the $5.99 The Nice Price tier, Robert Smith and Adrian Hernandez. At the 60 Kroner Scandinavian Nights tier, we have DJ Newt Morton Johansson. At the €5.50 tier, we have Merline Rota. At the £4 Lucy 4 tier, we have none other than Duncan Leask.
It's a great life when you are Norwegian.
At the $5 Moneylender tier, John Convery, German Heidel, Jesper Alman, Alexei the Perfect Stranger Slepikov, Kev Roberts, Scott Cern, Cynthia Doobie, Raf Calf,
My Czechoslovakian is not so good.
Coyote Bongwater, John Maselli,
Could also give you a shiny coat and prevent doggy breath.
Sarah Sanders,
No, Kelly Clarkson.
Jellybean, Evan Robeson, Purple Swede,
Sweet.
and Ralphie Lee. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. All right. Are we
Wait a
ready
minute.
to dig into this one, guys?
Speaking of Ralphie, no postcards?
I haven't gotten a postcard in a really long time.
Oh wow! I was starting to think maybe they just built up so much that you were like, I give up. I can't read all these.
Why does he have? Does he have postcards from Tulsa en route?
Who
Not that I
knows?
know of, but I mean,
he
who
seems
knows?
to visit all the places where our patrons live. It's the oddest thing. And he travels with them, apparently. It's just very odd. Okay, so here we are. This would be disc 2 on the CD set, and the first of the vinyl release. So when you say it's official, they're not. Are Beth, me, and Graham getting any money from this?
Not that I know of, no.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one of those things where like almost everything in rock and roll these days could easily be a legal battle.
Yeah.
And I think there's some things that, since it's not an official release, it's a bootleg, it's probably not drawing in any money that would be worth hiring an attorney to go after it.
The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like
exactly.
If they sold 10 million copies of this on Record Store Day, then I'm sure there'd be a different story. But yeah, it's
well,
a shame.
that or if you get 9-10 releases by the same company that you can go after them in bulk for one, a bunch of things at one shot, then it's worth it. But like a one-off thing like this, it's probably what are you going to reap out of it, really?
Yeah, so it's so folks, don't go and buy the final release of this. Go see Graham Bonnet in concert, where the money is going directly to them.
Just send Graham some money directly.
Yeah, I'll just send him some. He's on a Cameo, so go on Cameo, ask him to say something for you real quick, and send him $30 or whatever he's charging.
No, ask him to sing it to you. You're not gonna go pay Graham money and not get a vocal track.
Will
out
he
of it.
sing?
I'm sure he will.
Oh,
he's Graham Bonnet.
That seems like even though it's Cameo, it seems like dance for me, monkey. It just seems like the wrong thing. To, like
isn't that what
sing for me.
Cameo is?
I guess it is, but it never occurred to me to ask him to sing something. Could I do like a Weird Al version of a Rainbow song with like lyrics about the Deep Purple podcast or something?
I don't see why not. He doesn't have one of those will not do advertisements notes on his profile.
Yeah, the things I will not do. Yeah.
Yeah, there are people that are like will not do corporate sponsorships, because they're not getting paid what you would.
Right, because they're like, here's $25 to a Budweiser ad.
Right, yeah, right. But I will say, there is in the works a DVD from the Graham Bonnet Band that is being worked on. I don't know what the release date is. I did ask Bethany, and they don't have a solid date yet. But from last year's show at the Whiskey that I was at with Bethany and Graham and Conrad, and fantastic show. And looking forward to seeing what I couldn't see from other angles.
Yeah, that's awesome to have a live video or a live recording of a show you were at. Not just a bootleg, like a professionally recorded one. That's awesome. All right, so I guess we'll get right into it. Take you there. Picture it, 2019, Tokyo, Japan. This was recorded on May 28th, 2019, at a place that's had a bunch of names. When they recorded it, it was called the Shibuya O East. It's now called like the Spotify O East. Spotify basically like changed the sponsor. And I'm like, oh God. Talk about ways that we can make sure that Bethany and Graham get no money for this. Spotify and like an unofficial release.
I was going to say, so nobody got paid.
Yeah, exactly. Spotify got paid. And if you stream this on Spotify, if it's even there, they'll make 3 cents for every 1,000 listens. Apologies to the band. Hopefully this is a good performance. And here we go. We're going to kick it off. We're going to just play through it straight. Eyes of the World. Place standing room only for about 1,300 at this place.
I feel like you just need to bring in Don Airey even just to do the opening.
And then he can just leave.
Yeah.
Waldo's got it from here later.
It sounds like they're miking it from the crowd, doesn't it?
It does. Definitely getting a lot of crowd noise.
Yeah. Of course, if Rainbow can steal an entire crowd from another band for their album, why not just add some crowd in?
Yeah. This is actually this crowd noise from a Rush concert.
Right. They just tempo synced it, yeah. It's interesting, on Haskincast podcast in October, I think, October, I'll be covering Holst the Planets, and I just recorded my episode with this in it yesterday, and boy, it's an interesting piece.
I love Holst the Planets. John might remember when we were kids, I had a picture of John Williams on my wall, and it was a little speech bubble, and it said, Gustav who? Question mark.
It's funny you say that, because there's a couple parts where I think that there might have been some Star Wars inspiration in those pieces.
100%.
Well, the mix isn't bad, it's just far away.
Yeah. Graham sounds great.
He does. The drums are balanced nice.
It might sound further away than in reality due to the way I'm recording this too. I'm not sure.
Oh,
although you've done enough shows with us before, that's the same setup. So
yeah, I have the same problem when I do it.
Did they just record this in like random order?
No, it's in the order of the album, I think, isn't it?
No, like All Night Long was
All Night
first.
Long would be first.
Oh, yeah.
At first I thought maybe they had to rearrange the configuration to get it on the album, but that wouldn't explain why they're not arranged in the right order on the same side.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Weird.
Yeah, I gotta say that's I don't know why you would do that. You're like, we're going to perform an album in its entirety, but not in order.
They're just throwing darts at a board. We'll do this one next.
It is actually, guys. It's kind of shuffled. Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because
at this point,
side 2 opens with Since You've Been Gone, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it doesn't here.
It's only my favorite album. You think I'd know.
Yeah, right.
and he's like, all right, we'll play this whole album for you, but we're going to choose the goddamn order, all right?
Yeah.
Everybody settle down.
We're going to pick songs out of a hat.
I'm just waiting to hear Gotcha. It's actually a pretty balanced mix, though.
But they did that with Rapture of the Deep too, when they redid it. They redid the order.
I did think that was interesting. I haven't read the inside yet, so I don't know if there's any reference to why, but he must have really had an issue with it to say, I think we need to completely re-overhaul this entire project.
Yeah. Hey! Joe's going crazy.
Wow. You just hold that chord until I'm done.
Nice.
Nice.
The bass is cutting through really nice here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds great.
He's really nailing Richie's parts, Stump.
Yeah. It almost sounds like he's playing with a slide, doesn't it?
Yeah, he must be.
Screwdriver, slide. Whatever.
Whatever's handy. I know Graham does like to keep things pretty original when he plays live. You know, likes to stick pretty close to the original song.
Yep. Ooh, there's a little Yngwie there.
Wow.
Ah!
Nice.
I'm glad you brought in the piano. That's always been one of my favorite parts, is just that little piano lick at the end of the solo. You know, sometimes it's those subtle little touches that make all the difference.
Yeah.
And this is hands down my favorite song on the album.
It's... Yeah, I would say but for me it's between this and Lost in Hollywood.
That's another really good one.
This would make, if we ranked this album, it would make Scott's head explode because it's his favorite album.
I'm just going to write all the titles in the number one box.
Exactly.
Yeah, this sounds good.
Woof.
Nice.
Good shit.
Blistering.
Great opener.
Yeah. No, yeah, that is a good opener.
It's funny,
Great.
too, 'cause it's kind of they're fading in and out the live tracks, but they just ordered it the right way.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's like that with Rapture of the Deep, and any album, it's like I'm fine with remixes and remasters. When you mess with the track order, that's tough for an album you know really well.
Yeah, it really is. Man, I remember in the early days of MTV seeing the video for this and just thinking, what a great song, what a great band.
And isn't the video for this looks exactly? It's like filmed the same day as Since You've Been Gone.
Oh yeah, it had to be.
It's like exactly the same video.
I think they're even wearing the same clothes.
Know which one you're watching?
Except in Since You've Been Gone, they had a little bit of acting in there where Graham was like getting out of bed and putting on his shoes and stuff, acting out the lyrics. But yeah, all the stage footage had to be shot at the same time.
Yeah.
Did they have any? I know they had. They had a video for "Can't Happen Here," but did they have any other videos from "Difficult to Care"? Oh, "I Surrender," I think.
Yeah. And then others from that lineup too, where like the one where Richie's a vampire.
Oh, that was "Can't Let You Go," wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes. The song always kind of reminded me of like having like kind of a 50s vibe to it, but yet with the weird Richie-isms. But like the verse and everything just seemed like a kind of like a 50s song.
Yeah, well, and that's the era that Graham came from. He loves that kind of music. That's what he was doing in the Marbles, and
yep,
it's you put your experience and your the stuff that you're a fan of in your own stuff, and yeah, it's not surprising you'd find that.
And he looked like he was from the. He still looked like a greaser when they were doing this,
and he still does now.
True. Go get a cameo from Graham. Have him sing something about the Deep Purple podcast.
There you go. When I first heard this, I was a little young to understand what a horny song this really is. Now, John, I know you've seen Graham live, but Nate, have you?
No.
I say granted, this is about 5 years earlier. I just saw him earlier this year. And definitely didn't sound this good.
Yeah.
I mean, and 5 years can make a difference, especially when you're, at his age. But I think that all things considered, I mean, if this is a bootleg and not touched up, I mean, he's sounded really good.
Yeah, and he's 77 now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, big difference between 72 and 77.
Oh, even that. I mean,
77.
I mean, I also don't know how it was, the album was put together, but I mean, it did take, like, I remember talking about the show saying it did take felt like his voice had to warm up a little bit. Like the first couple of songs were rough, but then once he got into it, it's like, all right, he's hitting it.
Yeah. The first time I saw Uriah Bernie Shaw, who I wasn't familiar with, he comes out and goes, look, we had a really long night here, our first time in Vegas, and it's going to take us a couple songs to warm up, so just bear with us. I'm like, that's pretty cool that you're honest about it.
Admire the honesty, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
A little bit of blues in there. Lazy.
Very Richie.
Well, he does a great job of like capturing Richie's vibe.
Yes.
Because it's a huge part of like these songs.
Richie, if Richie had a lot of coffee before he went on stage.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny because there'll be moments where like, oh, it sounds so Richie, but then he throws in an Yngwie thing in there that Richie couldn't do, and you're like, whoa! It's like, it's really cool.
And that kick drum is sounding great. When I was living in Colorado Springs, I had to go up to Denver a lot to run sound at shows, and this was one of the albums I would always take with me because I knew invariably I would want to listen to it somewhere on that 3-hour trip.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing I like about streaming is that you don't have to. I'd always, with the I'd think I have all the things I wanted to listen to, and then I'd be like, I'd want to listen to the one thing I didn't have. And then when you was like transferring songs to your phone, I'd have the one album I didn't transfer. And now, at least for the most part, you can listen to almost anything.
Pretty much.
I've been trying to figure out how I can put my songs into iTunes on my computer and just have it sync to my phone without having to use the storage on my phone. And I don't think it works. But as we discussed how on top of technology Apple is, you would think it would just work.
You can only sync the songs that were recorded in the same country you're in.
Yeah, that's right. But the thing is, if I purchase a song, it plays through iTunes.
Right.
But if I add it to iTunes manually, it will not.
Correct. Then you have to sync the playlist or whatever.
Right. Drummer's doing a really good job of keeping in cozy style too.
Yeah. I'd expect no less from the drummer of the Shetland Ponies.
That's right.
Such a great name.
I think Graham channeled some Bruce Dickinson for a second there.
Couple of expletives.
Couple, yeah.
Shetland Ponies have an album called Shetlandia.
Oh my goodness.
It would be even funnier if they weren't a Scottish band.
Yeah, they must be, right? I don't
I
know.
would think so, yeah. Or maybe that's the point.
I don't know. Ooh, those background vocals sound great.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like he's got his octave pedal on.
Oh, yeah.
In one of my interviews with Graham, I asked him about that line. And I said, to me, that's just one of the best lines I've ever heard in a song like this. And he goes, another credit to Roger.
Every time you say that, yeah, it's always Roger.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was going through a divorce when they were writing this album, too. So he had, a lot of emotion on his plate.
Yeah. a little more Bruce there.
Yeah, like I said, he likes to stick to the song.
All right, motherfuckers! Nice.
It's always good when you get the crowd to sing for you
in a different language than they speak in.
Right. But I think a lot of countries that don't speak English or people that don't speak English, they just learn music phonetically, because I do that when I listen to music in languages I don't speak.
Sing along, have no idea what you're singing.
Yeah. Excellent version.
Hope you're not singing something like super offensive.
Right.
Something you don't believe in.
Now, this was the one song that the band wasn't going to do live when they were doing all the songs from Down to Earth as the Grand Bonnet Band because of the amount of backups it requires to sing it right.
Well, let's see what they're going to do with it here.
I'm curious, yeah. It's such a great riff, this song. They went with none.
There you go. That's one easy way to fix it.
There you go.
I wonder how many meetings it took to come up with that.
Right, yeah. Well, you know, in television, you have to have a safety meeting about every little thing. Like, there's going to be a box of matches on the table. They have to have a safety meeting to let people know how to be around the box of matches. So were both of these albums performed in one night?
No, this one was on May 28th, and the No Parole for Rock and Roll is on the 31st.
Oh, okay.
But the artwork. Oh, there's the album artwork from the CD that was originally released, and that's the. I don't know if that's the actual club they played at. And it's been remodeled a couple times.
I mean, I like the lighting.
Wow, this is really good.
Oh, it's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a 3 CD set, like I said, these 2 albums and then another one with other assorted hits. So, if you're an Alcatrazz fan, steal it and then donate some money to Greg on it. And Beth and me, send them a check.
There you go. It looks like the vinyl edition only had just the 2 albums, though.
Yes, and then the DVD, apparently the bootleg DVD that they're selling on these Japanese sites has like a 3 CD and then 1 DVD set.
Mm-hmm. And you can get it on Discogs, which is weird. Like, I never can understand what you can and can't buy on Discogs, like what they'll list but they won't sell in the marketplace.
Yep. Nice.
That's different.
He was feeling it.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. On the on this release, it lists Scary Shay, but if you go to the, I wonder why that is. But then if you go to the bootleg version, it lists Beth and me. And obviously, you see the videos, she's there. It's unless Gary Shea has a skin tight leather suit on.
Right. Well, you know, I don't judge.
If he does, he's looking good in it. That's all I can say.
There you go.
Good job, Gary.
I like the tempo they're playing these songs at too. They're not doing that we're on stage so we have to rush every song into 2 minutes.
Yeah,
you know?
it's pretty
like
consistent.
That. Yeah, because sometimes you hear live versions and they speed them up way too much.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Whitesnake was really good for that. If you listen to live versions of The Gambler, it's almost like a speed metal song.
Wow.
Nice.
Definitely an unbelievable performance.
Song, and it's Make Your Love.
Like so cheeky about it. Making love, get it?
Get it? Do you get it?
You guys remember sex?
You guys ever have sex?
Yeah, that was his version of that.
There you go. Subtle, Graham. Subtle.
Making love, get it?
A wink.
Subtle. A wink.
I think that's got to be another one of your sound clips. This one's called Making Love.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck?
I'll have to clip that.
Check with Steve Down to Earth Kohler and see if he wants that as his new sound clip.
Well, he might not have any choice now.
There you go. This is another song, like every time I hear this song, I can't help but to just smile. It's such a great song.
Yep. I love that like growl he has on this.
Yeah. But I wonder what the actual set list would have been that night, because they wouldn't have just gone out and done these songs. So did they do other songs and then this, or did they do this and then other songs?
Well, I'll tell you in one moment.
Oh yeah, Setlist FM.
Yeah, since this wasn't an official release, I can't make an educated guess. I know that other bands that have done this type of thing have done an album in full and then kind of a mixed set afterwards.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Or maybe they even change it from one night to another just to break up the monotony of it a little. Yeah, he's singing it differently, but I think it still sounds good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, you can tell he's getting sounds a little fatigued in spots, but I mean, you know, it's not easy shit to sing.
No, not at all.
What do we got, Nate?
I'm getting there. Let me see. It's not the most efficient way of doing this, but
I'll be curious to see if we can hear the alternate bass line at the end.
okay, here we are.
There's another sample.
So this has All Night Long would have been like the 10th track that night.
Oh wow.
But the interesting thing is they played All Night Long first. So they screwed it up on this release. Why would you do that? But
Oh my god.
But they kind of seems like they mixed them in with other songs, and like the encore was Lost in Hollywood. The first encore ended with Into the Night and Lost in Hollywood. So it looks like they kind of compiled it from the tracks that were all over the.
All right, so yeah, this is why you can tell there's no quality control over this, because it's like if you wanted to make a bootleg of Down to Earth, wouldn't you have clipped all the songs and faded them in and out in order?
Right.
Yeah, if you're clipping them and fading them out anyway, it makes absolutely no sense to put them out of order
Yeah.
intentionally. Like they had to do work to make sure. Did he say jitterbug?
I think he did.
Jitterbug!
Do the jitterbug.
So I don't know if a lot of people really pay attention to it, but at the end of the studio version, there's a great alternating bass line during the whole end of the song when Graham's kind of riffing and Roger's switching back and forth from playing straight to an alternate bass line. It sounds fantastic.
Oh, that's kind of cool. My wife had never heard this song until we went out to pizza at this place that plays like a lot of rock videos a few years ago.
You like it?
And she's like, "Oh wow, what is this?" I'm like, "This is Rainbow. This is Richie Blackmore." She's like, "What?"
No Blackmore, no Rainbow.
No.
Now, who the hell else is singing?
I know Beth and Me would be.
Yeah, she usually does.
Sounds really good.
Sounds
I don't
great.
know who else, though.
Unless you think the background vocals might have been piped in.
No.
Don't think so. Anything's
Well, just
possible.
because they sound really, just like clean. You know, they sound too pristine. You know.
That piano sounds like really, rough is the wrong word, but it sounds like intentionally bang, 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 bang.
Right,
Just like really like.
I gotta listen to that when it comes on again.
Something about it that's kind of amusing to me.
Between that keyboard sound and that piano, it does have a little bit of a 50s feel on this one, too.
Yes.
He's even got Richie's trills in there.
Yep.
Somewhere in the world, I hope that Russ Ballard is sitting on a huge pile of money.
Oh, I think he is. I think he's doing okay.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it really does. I was really
just
glad.
killing it on the solo here.
Oh yeah, I was really glad when you guys did the Michael Schenker episodes how much you enjoyed Assault Attack.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah, that one was that's one that I wish that I knew better before going to the Graham Bonnet show. It's because of that show that I listened to it, and it was one of those just like the debut Schenker album where I was just like immediately blown away. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is so good.
Yeah.
I had to invoke the name of the Lord.
It takes a lot to make John do that.
There you go. That was kind of an abrupt fade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're in No Time to Lose here.
Oof.
So much reverb.
I gotta say, he's got some cojones tackling this one.
Yeah.
Especially, well, I can't really say it was this late in the set, but should be this late in the set.
But I mean, I'm out of breath listening to him sing the verses.
Yeah.
See, one thing I'm curious about is according to this, they didn't play it that night. So this must have been compiled from a couple of different nights. Which would be the logical way you'd think they'd do something like this.
Right, the best takes over 3 or 4 nights, yeah.
Well, you mean this bootleg wasn't ethically put together? I'm shocked.
I don't see it the next night either. Yeah, I mean, it's probably Joe Stump's I mean, Joe Stump's a Berkeley professor. He knows how to hold a tune to at least do some backing vocals.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's probably him and Bethany at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember if I ever saw him doing background vocals, but I mean, he must know how.
Yeah, probably not really much time to do it, and there's no real reason to do it in a Deep Purple band.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Well, if you're being traditional, yeah, you really wouldn't have, unless you're bringing in the girls from the Butterfly Ball.
So you know what? I think this information on this is wrong. I think this was all from the May 31st show. The May 31st show opens with these 8 songs in this weird order.
Really?
And it says this is the first performance in Japan, and Graham sang this song live for the first time on stage at the show.
Interesting. And those poor people had no idea they were witnessing the first ever performance.
Maybe some of the mega fans did.
Could be.
Maybe some of the Haskins at the show.
Could be.
The doppelgangers.
When I went to see Cake a couple years ago, they played this song, and they're like, yeah, this is the first time we've played this since 1997. I was like, holy crap. I didn't realize. And then when you go to setlist.com, it's like, the first time played since 1997. I was like, holy crap.
And wow. You know what I
didn't realize.
And you know what I would have said if I was...
I would have been like, oh, cool, they're playing that song, but they ended up playing a song they apparently never play.
And you know what I would have said if I was in the audience?
What?
Boo.
Bullshit!
You beat me to it.
John would have disagreed. You would have gotten in a fight.
I would have.
That's what they say at every show.
Yeah, it's the first time playing it since '97.
Bullshit.
All right.
That was aggressive.
Epic Lost in Hollywood ending here.
I'm not used to hearing it with so much keyboard in the mix.
It's quite high on this one, yeah.
Yeah. He might also be playing an octave higher than Don did, too. I mean, I realize I could say this about every song, but this is another one of my favorites on this album.
Yeah, this is a great one.
How about the one before? Was that one of your favorites?
That was one of my favorites.
How about the one after this?
Yeah, that's Empty Space is what is it? Label Sticker is my favorite on the album.
Sounds like a quarterback. So he's belting this out, and like the way you said he was singing these songs, they opened with this, and then he has almost 17 more songs they did that night.
Jeez,
it's crazy. Yeah, so that's got to be wrong then. This has to all be from this show.
Yeah, and you think he's going to sing songs like Island in the Sun, which is definitely a vocal workout.
It looks like he didn't do it that night.
Ooh, nailed that.
Yeah. I will say there are some absolutely amazing riffs on this album.
Yes.
Yeah, this... sometimes listening to like songs or whatever out of context from their originals, like kind of puts it into perspective, like how heavy the riffs are, how good they are.
Right. You hear things you don't normally hear.
Like halfway through, I was thinking to myself, like, I'm going to go back and listen to this album tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for
sure. It's been a while since I put it on.
And I'll just say, after our Rat Bat Blue episode, if John Lord was playing this, there would be 3 more keyboard parts, all being played live.
And Bethany is awesome.
She really is a very talented bass player.
It's very tight. It's hard to be that locked in with a drummer.
Yeah.
I know, of course, I bring that up at the point where she's just going bump, 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 bump. But it's like, as a bassist, I appreciate how difficult it is to be that locked in.
Yeah.
It's actually the simple stuff like this that's the hardest, I feel like, as a bass player.
Right, yeah, because you've got a lot of open space in between the notes.
And a lot of room to come in a millisecond early or late and screw it all up.
But she did say, learning these songs, she did say that she had grown to have such immense respect for Roger as a bass player because she had no idea how good he really was until she was forced to learn what he really did.
Yeah, talk about somebody else with no ego and does his job very quietly. Doesn't look for kudos.
Mm-hmm. In fact, it's hard to give it to him.
Yeah, he'll just brush it off. Oh, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Oh, okay.
I just feel like the drunk guy stumbling in the Black Knight video.
And again, I think he's got that octaver, but it's on like low. Like the mix on it is like 25% low octave, and the rest is.
But it sounds very, very Richie.
Yeah, very cool effect.
Like it's not just what he's playing, but I mean, it's got the sound, the tone.
Yeah,
yep, very much so.
Like the attack.
Does he? I wonder if he plays a Strat.
I don't. You know what? The the pictures I've seen of him, it seems like he plays like an ESP.
Wow,
just
like
Strat,
a Strat style ESP, but not like a. I mean, he for all I know, he plays multiple things. I don't know.
True, yeah.
He probably plays a Strat when he's doing this, but I saw a picture of him recently with the ESP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you figure he has to if he's mimicking Richie's style this closely or capturing his style.
Well, the
his
pictures
sound.
I'm seeing, he has like this beige colored that looks like Richie's Strat, but it's an ESP that's got the reverse headstock and the scalloped frets.
Interesting. He could be using the same pickups, though.
Could be. They look just like regular single coil pickups, nothing crazy.
But did he put a screw at the end of the neck just so that people would ask, what is that screw for?
If he's smart, he did.
That is such a Richie thing right there.
Yeah, I think he does play like ESP, like Strat style guitars, because I mean, it's not like he's not playing like a Les Paul, obviously,
Yeah.
Like guitar players like this don't.
I just say I played an ESP, a PRS at the guitar store the other day, and it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
See what Simon's talking about.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what those are at price wise compared to like a Strat.
Honestly, I was surprised they weren't. The last time I had looked at them, I remember them being a lot more expensive. The ones that were there were all, in the $1,000 range, which is not bad. Since the Rickenbacker bass they had was $2,500, the one that I wanted,
and worth every penny though.
I'll tell that to my wife.
Welcome to the How Are We Going to Convince Jen About This podcast. The drums sound great. The toms, everything sounds great in this.
The whole thing
mix.
sounds awesome for just miking up and recording a live show. It sounds phenomenal.
So we need to get the guy that remixed Made in Japan.
I love it. That's rock and roll.
That sounded almost like Dio.
Yeah. I saw this in Crossroads. Thank you. Now we're gonna play 17 more songs.
I was like, that's a great concert ending right
it sounded
there.
Like, yeah, it totally sounded like, well, that's it. We're wrapping up. But like if you look at the set list here, it's insane. They go on to play all these extra songs.
God, they have to be given a break to him in there somewhere, doing some instrumentals or some long dragged out thing to give him some rest.
Yeah, you would think so. I want to see if I can play since you've been gone again and see if you can hear this. I want to see if you can hear the piano part I was talking about. Oh, here we go. I think it's going to be over here. Why is it doing that? Let's see. Oh,
the record's skipping.
Sounds like you missed a couple of notes there.
Yeah, that was weird.
It sounds like what's that Beatles song with the bling da bling da bling? When he does that on the piano, and it's like
you're asking the wrong guy.
It's on Revolver. What the hell is?
Oh crap! I know the one you're talking about.
It's one where me and Paul would always joke they let Ringo play the piano on that because it just sounds totally like yeah, crap. Oh well, it doesn't matter. All right, so I want to tell you there. I want to tell
Oh yeah.
you, and then bling 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 bling. The piano just sounds totally. We would just joke. They let Ringo play piano on this one. Okay, so before we kind of wrap up here, we're going to thank our next level of patrons. That is, of course, our foundation level patrons. I think I'm right about that. Coming in at the £3.50 tier, we have, you know him, you love him, Lord Longford. At the £3 aromatic feed tier, Simon Ford and Richard Brees. At the €3.50 tier, Weston Supermare Pilgrim. At the 293 pence tier, we have
Blackmore Tights.
At the $3.33 halfway to evil tier, we have Stephen Sharp. At the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier, we have Peter Gardot. Ian DeRosier. Mark Roback. Stuart McCord. Ivan Fjellboot. Runar Simonson. Ruinous Inadequacies and Corey Morissette. And then, of course, there's always... Joe Dopefish Sigler. Adam Cork, Tim Wood, Steve Down to Earth Kohler.
Okay, we're going to do a song, and it's Making Love.
Michael, Matt R, and Jesus Christ Superstar. At the 10 Cold Hard Danish Kroner tier, we have Karsten Lau. Where is it?
Stallford time.
Stalling. Can't find it.
Making love.
Making love. Here he is.
Cold hard Danish.
See, no, only the true Deep Purple podcast fan will even notice that I couldn't find that.
It was subtle.
Then we have the Macon Grave Leaky Mausoleum. We have Stephen Somerville, the Concerto 1999 fanatic, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, Ashen Lionels, Whopper the Electric Alchemist, Anders Engstrom, ICDC, Durple Purple, David Haddam, Graham Bonnets, Disco Pants and Haircuts.
I said, Graham, our audience expects you to be a bit more dirty.
Disco Pants and Haircuts, yeah.
I'm just going to put my guitar across his head.
Eddie Lyon.
Homosexual.
And Sick Tone.
Just about to close up the library.
Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support.
Can't get enough of that.
Podcast.
That's great.
Might be Scott's first time hearing that, but for those of you listening when the episodes come out, you've heard that a few times. That's Jonathan Hedlund, his cover version of the Close Up the Library jingle.
We just gotta close up the library.
Which actually he has more like energy and passion than even the original. It's just great. So guys, overall, what are you thinking about that live performance?
John.
Me? Okay, I didn't know who was going first. Yeah, I thought I thought it was really good. I like that we got all this inside info, that it was unofficial, untouched, possibly recorded in the wrong order. I don't know. But it was cool to just hear a live album, and there weren't as many. I guess you hear like an official live album, and it's a lot more sweetened up, and that's because they're like, nobody wants to hear flubs and this and that. And it's like I didn't really hear like anything that would ever stop me from wanting to hear it again. Like, oh man, they fucked that up. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was. I think that one of the best things about him doing this album live is just having a really great band and really authentic guitar player to really capture the spirit of Richie, because I think going out there and doing those songs and maybe still having like a really good band or a decent band, but not capturing the spirit of the originals like that, I don't think he would have been successful, even though Graham Bonnet's the voice, And even at his age, I mean, his voice isn't what it was back then. Nobody should expect it to be, but I mean, the music really helped to kind of, catapult it, to really support him. Because I mean, I heard like a couple of weak spots, but I mean, 5 years ago, Graham Bonnet was still nailing it. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
so I enjoyed
at 72, it's pretty amazing to be able to sing some of those songs, because he is just all power. He has his moments like, Love's No Friend or Making Love, where he sings gentle, but so much of what he sings on these songs is just driving. And to think, at his age, to be able to do what he does is pretty damn incredible.
Absolutely.
In general, I'm not a big fan of live albums, but they've corrected the one thing here that is my biggest pet peeve with it, which is tempo. The difficulty I have with listening to live albums is that the tempo doesn't make sense unless you're there. If you're there, you're with the energy, you're seeing it, you're feeling it. And when you're home listening to it, it's like, this song is way too fast, and I just don't typically find joy in live albums. But this one, I have to say this is really well done. The playing's great. The vocals are great. The energy's there. But I've also, to be fair, I've seen Graham live, and it's like when you see Purple live, when you see Uriah Heep live, you feel how much they enjoy being on that stage and performing and being with the crowd, singing along with the songs. And, I've seen concerts where I don't get that from the bands. So I think part of that is seeping through a little bit for me, is just that I feel the smile on everyone's face when they're playing these songs.
Yeah, they definitely sound like they're having fun, and I can only imagine being there. And if you didn't know, and I don't know what the circumstances are, the crowd probably didn't know. Like, you go, I really like Graham Bonnet, but maybe I don't know as much of his stuff, so I hope they're going to play some stuff that I know. And then they open up with the whole Down to Earth album. You're like, oh my God, this is amazing. You could just ride that high, and then maybe throughout the rest of the concert, maybe there's a couple tracks you don't know and a couple you do, but like, I'd just be like, holy crap, I can't believe I just witnessed that. And it'll almost be make up for the fact that it's not in the correct order to hear it that way. To just be like, oh my God, another song that I love, another song that this is amazing. And Bethany, I've always been impressed with her. Never had always just she's her presence on like social media and everything. She comes across as like very funny, very witty, very like, again, here we go, down to earth. But like she always comes across that way. But she always has like really funny things to say and stuff from the stuff that I observe her posting. But also just really good, solid bass player. Very, very good performance. Joe Stump, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy sort of thing. Like very, I feel like I met him before I really heard him play that much. So like, and very briefly, just, oh, hey, how you doing? John talked to him mostly because he knew him from the other stuff that he had done. So yeah, just I had a lot of respect for him, but that's only tripled at least from hearing this performance here about how true he is. It reminds me of like Glenn Hughes's guitarist. Like I hate to use this expression, but he understood the assignment. Came in, knew what he had to play, knew what style he had to play, and just nailed it. Yeah, and then just the whole band was super solid. Great drums, great keyboards. This is a great one. I would definitely am going to check out some more Alcatrazz, listen to No Parole from Rock and Roll, and listen to the live version of that and try to get myself into that because I know I'd enjoy it. I just got to find the time to actually listen to it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously it won't be when you're at work.
Apparently not. No.
I do want to
wear like a big deer hunter hat with like the flaps, and then I just have like headphones in. People are like, Nate, what? Sorry,
I'm tracking an elk right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I do want to add one thing because we've mentioned the octave pedal a little bit, and for those who aren't guitar players and maybe aren't familiar with it, it basically whatever you play, it will play an additional note, an octave up, an octave. I don't know if I think it goes up to 3 octaves up depending on the pedal.
Yeah, it can be. Well, yeah, I guess it can be. I think you can set it like an octave down, 2 octaves down, an octave up to, and from my experience, anything other than doing exactly what Joe Stump did and what Richie does is blending in a lower version of that 1 octave down really beefs it up and makes it sound good. Anything else you do sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it really does.
Especially the octave up. It's like, it sounds like a dying bird.
A great opportunity to hear it isolated, to really hear what it sounds like, would be on the Rainbow Final Vinyl album. Listen to the beginning of Difficult to Cure. There's a long guitar solo at the beginning, and he's got the octave pedal on. And his guitar just sounds so different and interesting if you're not used to that sound. But it's a great opportunity, and I love that version of Difficult to Cure with the orchestra. Mm-hmm. But that's a great opportunity to really just hear what the octave pedal can do without any other sounds kind of getting in your way.
Nice. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. And I think he had that crazy like that church organ pedal that had the all the notes, like at least an octave's worth of notes, that looked like the pedal board from a church organ.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what that. I think it was some sort of synth.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's listening to this saying, Nate, you're such an idiot. It's this. I don't know what it is, but
it's
cool.
Something Richie rigged up. That's what I just kind of name everything that's weird on stage around him, is like his Echoplex. It's just something he rigged up.
It's just Richie being Richie. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, Scott, thank you once again.
Thank you guys
for joining us.
Always fun.
Always a blast. It's fun being on your show. It's fun having you on our show.
And we love hanging out with Scott. I was almost going to call him the Haskin for some reason.
Call him the Haskin.
Well,
and we've like Pete Gardeau calls him Scott Haskins.
Do you get that a lot? Yeah.
I'm sure not from just Pete. Pete's, I think, being tongue in cheek when he does it, but you must get Haskins a lot.
Oh yeah, more so than my actual name. But after the one time I got a piece of mail that was the only time this has ever happened, addressed to Scott Has Been, was after I had been in a very bad car accident, and that was literally the only, like I almost didn't make it. And that was the only one time I've gotten, and I, like, of all the times, and I was, 14, I think, about to turn 15. Mm-hmm. And Yeah, and that's the only time it's happened in my 53 years.
You hold up the mail, it's like, has been, not yet, suckers, you didn't get me.
I'll show you.
Scott has been. Well, it's better to be a Scott has been than a Scott never was.
That's right. Very well. Very well taken. I'm gonna use that if it ever happens again.
You're locked and loaded, ready to go.
I'm just gonna be by my mailbox waiting. And of course, you guys have some more appearances coming up on the Deep Purple podcast on Friday. I'm actually recording with our buddy Steve, so that's going to be fun. Yes. Song from the Battle Rages On, and lots of fun stuff coming up.
You called it the Deep Purple podcast. That's actually trademarked.
Did I?
By me and John.
I'm sorry. I wanted to go old school. Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast.
It's not creative enough to be the title of your podcast.
See, this is proof that he's not admitting it, but he slipped. He's slowly moving in to take over our territory.
Exactly. Hey, I won your spot on the show last Christmas. We just haven't traded it over yet.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Coming soon.
True.
Well, wait, if you like the name though, wait until you see the podcast I do starting September of 2026.
Oh, get out. Scott's got the next 10 years of podcasting mapped out.
Yeah, the Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast will end sometime around July of 2026. That's when I'll have covered everything. If the band puts out another album beyond the one that we're waiting for now, then of course I'll come back and do another season. But I mean, that was the goal of the show, was to cover everything they recorded in the studio. So that'll be wrapped up by that point. And then, take a couple months off of that hectic schedule and then just start another one with a hectic schedule.
Can I make a guess as to what it's going to be called?
You can.
My guess is Scott Haskin, the man on the Silver Podcast.
You are not far off.
I figured it would be something in that vein, but that was a shot in the dark.
You are not far off.
I was going to guess the Haskin cast, Smoke on the Haskin cast.
I'm re-reviewing my own show.
All of his reviews.
I mean, it wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past him. Smoke on the Haskin cast. He's just going to do a mashup of podcasts.
I did 399 episodes of Uriah Heep the Magician's podcast. I have a new episode coming out in November.
400.
So 400, and actually it's going to be 403 because it's going to be a 4-part episode.
Of course,
but because of course it is. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Dave. I don't just do one show. So that would be another 2.5 years for me to re-review all the shows I did on that.
Get very meta.
Very ridiculous. Even I'm not that ridiculous. I got other things I want to talk about.
Even you know when to draw the line there. But
that's iffy.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody for listening. And we'll be back at it next week with another exciting episode of the Deep Purple Podcast.
Making love.
If you like the Deep Purple Podcast and would like to support the show, please consider joining our Patreon or donating on PayPal. Patrons get full access to the podcast, Discord server, ratings, spreadsheets, and live stream invites. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help new people discover the show. You can follow the show on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. You can also check out the website at deeppurplepodcast.com for show notes and more. Contact us via email at John or Nate at deeppurplepodcast.com. Thanks for listening.